Okay, student. Now today in our virtual classroom, I am here to discuss the mass moment of inertia of some common geometric figures. Common geometric figures means here, let's consider it's a ring, a cylinder, a cuboid, a sphere, a cone. All these. We know the common formula of mass moment of inertia is mr square, where m is the mass and r is the distance of the axis of rotation. Now we'll find out the mass moment of inertia in terms of mass of the rigid body and the distance of the axis. You know, the mass moment of inertia I equals to integration of r square dm or summation of r square dm. Now these equation we are applying to determine the mass moment of inertia of all rigid body. Now let's consider as it is the ring, let's consider a point mass dm at a distance of r from the center of axis. Here axis means about this axis the body is rotating, and this particle thickness of this ring is dr. As it is the ring, so this thickness can be negligible, means infinitesimal small thickness dr. Now see, here this r is constant for all the points on the ring. As it is the ring and the axis is through the center, so distance of any points here, any point is constant. So you can write down this integration as r square out of the integration into integration of dm. Integration of dm means total mass of the ring, that is equals to capital M. So finally I equals to m r square. So this is the equation. In the previous class, I have told you that general equation of mass moment of inertia is equals to kmr square. Means for this ring, the value of k is 1 or I equals to mr square. Now, let's try to drive the mass moment of inertia of a cylinder, hollow cylinder. Internal and external diameter of the cylinder is R1 and capital R1 and R2 respectively. And let's consider the axis about which we are trying to measure the mass moment of inertia, that is y-axis. Now consider an elementary cylinder, very thin cylinder. Distance of this cylinder from the origin here is small r, which is variable. The r is varying from capital R1 here to capital R2. And consider the cross section of the cylinder is a ring. This ring. The thickness of this ring is dr. Now for this ring, and the height of the cylinder is h. So for this ring, we can write down the moment of inertia di is equals to r square dm. That already you have calculated for a ring. And for the entire thin cylinder, this equation holds good, because for entire cylinder the distance of any point of this thin cylinder from the axis is remains r, and if the total mass is the total mass of the entire ring, this dotted line ring. Ring means here this dotted line, thin cylinder. Infinitesimally small thin cylinder, the dotted line indicates that cylinder. The mass of that cylinder is dm, and all points of that cylinder is at same distance from the axis, which is equals to r. So by definition, di equals to r square dm. So this di is the mass moment of inertia of the infinitesimally small thin cylinder, the dotted line cylinder. Now again, dm can separately be calculated. Actually, we have to express this m as a function of r, so that we can integrate this and get the total mass moment of inertia I of the entire cylinder. So you have to convert m as a function of r. Now dm means rho into dv. If we considering the uniform density is there of the cylinder, then rho into dv. Again, what is dv? Cross section area into height. That is equals to volume of this thin cylinder. So dv equals to hda. But dA is the cross section area of the ring. Cross section area of the ring. Now, how we can calculate the cross section area of the ring? Simply, it can be considered as that at a distance of r, dr is the thickness. So for the r, it is 2 pi r into dr. Or we can calculate other ways also. So in the outer diameter of this ring is pi r plus dr square, because from here to here, outer point of this cylinder radius is r plus dr and internal radius is r. So pi into r square, we know that is the area, pi into r plus dr square minus pi into r square. This is the area of the ring. Okay. Then from here r square plus 2r dr square. You know dr is infinitesimally small. So dr square we can neglect it. And then pi r square minus pi r square cancels out. So finally it is 2 pi r dr. So dA equals to 2 pi r dr. Substitute this value of dA here in this equation and substitute in the dm. Then what we are getting, dm equals to rho dv equals to 2 rho pi r h dr. See now, this mass is a function of radius r and constant rho, pi, h, all are this constant. So substitute the value of this dm here in this equation and integrate. So after integrating, substitute and integrate, our the limit of integration is r1 to r2. These are varies from this r1 to r2. Integrate and get I equals to this rho pi is r2 square minus r1. So this is the equation of this mass moment of inertia. Now we can write this in terms of mass also. This is the equation in terms of density and height. Instead of that, we can get the same equation by in terms of mass of the cylinder. Let's consider the total mass of the cylinder is capital M. So now M can be written as rho into V, where V is the total volume. Then what's the total volume of the entire cylinder? Total volume of the entire cylinder formula is pi r2 square minus r1 square into h. You know pi r square h is the formula of volume of a cylinder. So it is outer cylinder, pi r2 square h, and this is the inner volume, the hollow part. So subtract this part, so you are getting this volume into density. So capital M equals to this. Now Rewrite this equation and substitute m equals to this part in this equation like this. So finally we are getting I equals to half m r2 square plus r1 square. So this is the equation of mass moment of inertia of a hollow cylinder about this axis y. Now if it is very thin cylindrical shell, thin means what? R1 equals to R2. Then substitute this value, you will get simply mr square. So if the hollow cylinder is very thin, then we can write it is equals to I equals to mr square. Means this equation is same as the equation of a ring. And in case of a solid cylinder, solid means what? This R1 equals to 0. Means no hollow part is there. R1 equals to 0. Substitute R1 equals to 0 here, and the external diameter means simply R. So we are getting I equals to half m r square, where R is the radius of the small r is the radius of the cylinder. You also can write down, I think it is better to write here capital R, because small r we have considered that is a variable. Now this is the sphere. You have to find out the sphere mass moment of inertia about the axis passing through the centroid. Again we are starting with this di equals to half r square dm. Why this is equals to half r square dm? This is the equation for solid cylinder, already you have derived. Now cut a section like this. It's a thin section, cylindrical section with height dx. Height of this cylindrical section is dx, which is infinitesimally small height. So in the previous equation for the cylinder, we have derived that is equals to half r square dm, r square m. But here mass of this section is small. It is a infinitesimally small segment. So mass is dm. So half r square dm. Again, dm means what? Rho into dv. Density, if the density, always we are assuming here in all our calculation that density is uniform. So dm equals to rho dv. Then the volume of the slice. What's the volume? It's a cylindrical section. So pi r square dx. Dx is the height. Height means here thickness. We are assuming the slice, cylindrical slice, at a distance of x from the center. For any point here, it is at a distance of r, capital R, which is the radius of the sphere. And from this point to the axis on the plane of this circle, this distance is r. Whereas the center of this disk is at a distance of x from the center of the sphere. Okay, then we are getting the volume of this slice, this piece, this red slice piece is pi r square dx. Again, so these three parameters r, capital R and x forms a right angle triangle. So using Pythagoras theorem, we are getting r square equals to capital R square minus x square. So this volume we can write down now in terms of this, substitute this, and then the volume is a function of x only. Then di, substitute the value dv here from this equation, and this r square substitute by this one, and then integrate. Now from here I di is a function of x. After substituting this one, it is a function of x and capital R. Capital R is the constant. So you will give the limit of this x only. So what is x? X is varies from here it is minus R and here it is plus R. So minus R to plus R. X is varying from here the value when the disk is here, value of x is 0. When the disk is here, slice of the disk is here, then x equals to minus R. It is the origin 0 and here x equals to plus R. So our limit of x is minus R to R. Then integrate and get this. Like the previous one, it is also written in terms of density and radius. Now instead of density we can write down this also in terms of mass of the sphere. Then what's the mass of the sphere? We know mass equals to density into volume. Volume of the sphere is third of pi r cube. So finally density equals to m by this. Substitute this rho here and we are getting I equals to 2/5 of capital M r square. So this is the mass moment of inertia about an axis passing through the center of the sphere, that is equals to 2/5 of m r square. The next one is the cone. You have to find out the moment of inertia of this cone. Now again here also consider an elementary disk. This elementary disk at a distance of z and thickness of the disk is dz. Now as it is the disk and about this axis, find out the volume. What's the volume? dV is the volume. As it is cylindrical, so the volume is pi r square into dz. That dz is the height of the cylindrical disk. And you will consider that though it is not absolutely cylinder, but as the thickness is infinitesimally small dz, so it is perfect cylinder. This slice is perfect cylinder. So we are using the formula of cylinder. Then dm equals to rho dv. Substitute this. Now use this equation to get the relation between z and the radius. Radius of this slice here it is r, small r, whereas base of this cone radius is capital R. Now we have to express this r as a function of z. So how we are expressing it? Use the similar triangle method. O A O dashed. O A O dashed. For this triangle, and another triangle is this triangle O B O double dashed. So from this you can write the base by base, means r by r equals to height, this height by this total height. This height equals to z and this height equals to h. So r by r equals to h by z. So from here r equals to capital R z by z. So we are using the similar triangle rule. This is one triangle, this is another triangle. Now what's the moment of inertia? Substitute this value di equals to again half r square dm. Why half r square? Because it is the cylindrical piece, and for the cylinder again we are using half r square dm is the formula. substitute the value of dm from this equation. So we are getting di equals to half r rho pi r to the power 4 dz. Again, our variable is z, so we have to find out the relation between r and z. That already we have calculated, r equals to this. So substitute this equation, this value of r here. So now here in this equation we are getting entirely it is the di is a function of only z. Integrate it, function of z, and then integrate. What's the limit? Z is varying from, at this point z is 0, at this point z is equals to h. So 0 to h. Here it is the value of r, but when r is substituted, the limit will be changed to 0 to z. r is varying from 0 to r, capital R, but z is varying from 0 to, here r is 0. If the cylindrical section is here, then what is the radius? 0. And if the slice is here, then radius is capital R. So it is written 0 to r. It is the limit of r. But when it is converted to z, z is varying. When the section is here, z is 0. When the section is here, z is equals to h. So 0 to h. So converting that, we are getting 0 to h. Then after integration and substituting, we are getting this value in terms of density and r is. To get the moment of inertia in terms of mass, we have to write again density equals to total mass of the cone divided by total volume, which is 1/3 pi r square h. Substitute this in this equation and we are getting this. So finally, we are getting the mass moment of inertia of the cone about an axis. This is equals to 3/10 of mr square. So here the value of k is 3/10. And lastly, we are going to derive the mass moment of inertia of a cuboid. Now, let's consider the dimension of the cuboid is c and height is h. C, and in this direction it is d. Now, consider an elementary section here. And firstly, you would divide the entire cuboid into 4 equal parts like this. Then, for this section, at a distance of r, consider an elementary volume, this dotted line. Elementary. What's the dimension? In this direction, in the direction of A, this dimension is dA. In the direction of this B, this dimension is dB. And the distance of this section is at a distance of A from the center along this axis and B from along this axis. Then you see, we can write down r square equals to this is equals to a square plus b square by Pythagoras, using Pythagoras theorem. The mass of this infinitesimal small column equals to dm. dm equals to what? Volume into density. Density is rho. What's the volume? The cross section area into this height. This height is equals to 8. What's the cross section area? dA into dV. So dA into dV is the cross section area into height. So this is the volume into density. So this is the mass of this elementary section. Now, what's the moment of inertia of this quarter? Only we are discussing about this quarter. Moment of inertia of this quarter, simply integrate it, r square dm, and substitute the value of r as a square plus b square into dm. What's the value of limit of a and b? A varies from, if the section is here, a is 0 and section is here, small a equals to capital A. Capital A is this dimension, small a equals to capital A. So 0 to A. Again, for the B, if this elementary section is here, the small b value is 0, and when the section is here, the small b value is capital B. So small b is varying from 0 to capital B. So small a is varying from 0 to capital A, small b 0 to capital B, integration of a square plus b square. And substitute this value here. Notice that here a and b, small a and small b, both variable is mutually perpendicular, so it is independent. And that's why we can integrate it separately. And here rho h is constant. Rho the density and h is the height, that is constant. So this. So first you integrate with respect to b and then with respect to a. So integrating with respect to b, this part integrate and use the limit b, then you are getting a square capital B plus b cube by 3 this. Now this quantity integrate with respect to a, where this capital B is constant. So we are getting this one after integration. Taking common AB, we are getting a square plus b square. Now as I have told you, for these it is the quarter of the entire cuboid. The total dimension of the cuboid is, here it is C, and there is a missing, the dimension is capital D. So total dimension is 1/4 of this. Means the mass moment of inertia should be of the total cuboid is 4 times of this quarter. So you are adding this. Now you just substitute the values here. C 4 times of this, so 4 by 4 by 3, and then substitute a equals to, what is a equals to this, equals to C by 2, half of C, and this b equals to half of this dimension is d by 2, so substitute that. Then you are getting 1 by 12 rho a CD C square plus D square. C and D is the dimension of the cuboid, total cuboid, and A and capital A and capital B was the dimension of the quarter of the cuboid. Now, similar to the previous problem, here also we want to substitute this density in terms of m. What's the relation? Again, mass. If the total mass is it's not a small m, rather it is capital M. So capital M equals to density into volume. What's density? Rho. What's the volume? CD into CD into height. So HCD. Then substitute the value of m, value of density here from this equation. We are getting this. So I equals to 1 by 12 m into C square plus D square. The references that I have used to prepare this video is given here. So this is the common geometric solids or common geometric rigid bodies mass moment of inertia formulas. That is very much helpful to know the kinetics parameters like motions, the angular momentum of the rigid body. Thank you for listening this lecture, and I will expect that you will also follow the next lectures. In the next lecture, we are going to discuss the area moment of inertia. As mass moment of inertia is required for the angular motion, especially in case of circular rotation, the area moment of inertia is required to find out the deflection of wing, deflection of the object, bending of the object. So please follow the next lecture also, and thank you for listening this lecture. Thank you.